Hello, you beautiful humans, and welcome to Start You Up Sunday morning. It's morning here. Welcome wherever you are. Go ahead and take a minute and say hello to Bo. Beauregard is our mascot, and he knows when it's time to snuggle and get pets. Anyway, I want you to take a moment, take a deep breath, and just settle into your human. Kind of feel into it. Thank yourself for being here. Give yourself a moment. And a word that came to me this morning was restore. I thought that was fabulous. It's restore. What can you bring back to existence? So just hold on and be curious about that one. We always start with energy zesting. After a couple nice deep breaths, I want you to actually pull the energy across your body. So you're going to start at your shoulder and you're going to pull it across and feel it and then kind of whoosh it off. And just wake it up. This is a marvelous thing to do when you first get up in the morning. It's great if you're feeling tired in the afternoon, if you've got a conference or a presentation or a confrontation upcoming. Great thing to get your energy in alignment. So zesty. Now think about your core when you do this. You're going to do a little crossover tap. But think about that core. I trust you had a marvelous week filled with amazing experiences as we journey this thing called life. Now I want your palms down. Rotate around that spine. Nice and easy. And actually feel oxygen rotating around that spine. Kind of separating those vertebrae. Keeping your shoulders down, palms towards your body. And just breathe with it. Now, you're going to do the infinity or the figure eight. And then some whooshes, and just whoosh it back, and whoosh it back. And now your arms are going to float right on up. Take a deep breath, right on the crown of your head. You want to breathe in your nose and out your mouth. And feel your whole body. Right here, inhale up, and exhale. Inhale up, and exhale. Right onto your heart. Into your belly button. Flop it right on over to your power space. And we're going to go ahead and tap it awake. So last few weeks we've talked about the power of your mind, the power of your word, the power of your body. So today we're going to talk about restore. And see what that might mean for your mind, your body, your soul. Bring back into existence right here on the collarbone, right there, yes. Just getting our energy zested. We're zesting it. We're waking it up. We're working with it. We're feeling into it. So bring back into existence. The first thing that came to me was two things, and they're kind of opposite. One was to bring back calm, and that to restore calm in my body. And the other one was to bring back play, more playfulness approach to how I move about my life. So I'll share that with you because that's what popped up for me. More calm in my body, which will be a good thing to remember as I'm taking off to fly 8,659 miles away. Something like that. Something like that. Take a deep breath. And then I want you to pull it up. And I'll need to restore my calm, right? Maintain my balance and certainly my flexibility in all things. Bring it up. And bring it up. Now I want you to zip up that energy. Zip it up. Lock it. Now you got to do the shimmy. The shimmy. And go ahead. You're by yourself. Say it out loud. It's okay. I'm amazing. I'm awesome. I'm smart. I'm fun. I'm funny. Yes, just throw that stuff around, the energy. Yeah. You can't shimmy. You can always shimmy without gut jumping off your feet. But you want to just get that energy around. So now that we're all zested, go ahead and inhale up and just rotate those shoulders. Push them down. And around. And forward. We're seeing a bit of spring here in my hemisphere. And rotate down. So just be really gentle with your neck. Think about this small little neck we have with this big old head on it. And if you are like me and many, 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 so much of our stress sits in our neck and our shoulders. And now rotate back, nice and easy. We have a tendency to, you know, the parallel vision I get when I think about that is, we always think that we've got the weight of the world on our shoulders, you know? And when we think that way and feel that way, it all just kind of just, you know, kind of sits like right in here. I have many, many clients, as well as myself, who observe that. Yeah, I kind of sound like the Rice Krispies. Snap, crackle, pop. Now inhale. Bring your hands behind your neck. Interlace those fingers together. Elbows are going to be back as we start. Stretch them back and open the chest. Now inhale. And bring your neck down as you fold your elbows towards one another. And now's a really good time to start thinking about your feet and your balance. You want to feel into your feet, the outside of your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips. You know, activating those leg muscles. Opening up, feel that neck all the way down. Goes into the shoulder blades. Feel that core. Going to use that core to bring it back up. And open it. Stretch your arms out. I want you to take your left down and tuck it behind your low back. Take your right up. Just 2 light fingertips. And we're going to tilt the head. We're going to tilt it at an angle to the right and forward. So the last move stretch we did, we went through the spine. And now we're going to go from the shoulder right in, shoulder blade right there, and you want to bring it up. So you want to feel that line. And then your hands tilted when you tucked. And you're not slumping forward. We're going to rotate that shoulder back. Well, the sun's peeking through. There's some buds on the trees. I just love the signs of spring. Kind of like hope eternal, new adventures. I love that. The idea of new adventures, longer days. I do love the light. Brings a new perspective. Oh, that feels very good. And let's just switch it to the other side. Make sure you adjust it so you get a nice stretch exactly where you want it. And this is such a good time as we're doing our stretches, is really to feel into our bodies and be present in them. Many of us walk around without self-awareness or listening to our humans, and the body has it's like a compass. It has so much information. The challenge is that we need to learn to listen to it. We need to learn to decipher that code, each of us in our individual bodies. And slowly bring that up. And how about one more round to the front? Each direction. And one to the back. Now I want you to look up, shoulders back, core engaged, and then just tilt forward. Come neutral, look to your right, Look to your left. Interlace those fingers, push through, scoop, pull that belly button to the spine, engaging that core, opening up your shoulder blades. Pushing it through, grabbing the hands and sliding straight down your back. Shoulders are back and down once again. So doesn't matter where you are, but you just want to use that gravity, use those triceps to pull it down. Keep breathing through. So what are ways that we could restore calm to our bodies? Using the breathing sequences that we have engaged in, right? The box breathing. Inhale 4 up through your nose, holding it for 4 counts. Exhaling through your mouth and holding that for 4 counts. Or this 4-7-8 sequence, the 5-5-5 sequence. Go ahead and check out the video I did on breathing techniques. We're going to just slide up into the reverse prayer. So you want to take your hands right where they were and just slowly unfold, and then whatever works for you in terms of that. And then you don't want to be forward here. You want to rotate and open up again. So think about restoring calm to your body. The first thing you can do is just focus on your breath. Bring it back to your breathing. That's the quickest way to restore calm. Stop. There's an exercise, you know, and taking that moment to just stop, look around, identify whatever it is, and take that, you know, the breath with it, and then just put it away, you know, just let it be. But bringing calm to our system, calm to our environment. There's a number of ways, you know, putting like music that you like, lighting candles, you know, there's doing things that attract each one of your senses is always good. Nestle down in a comfortable place, having something to drink, whether if it's, you know, something warm and kind of re-energizing, or if it's hot outside, obviously something cool. But so just sit and put the calm, you know, restore the calm to your body. Think about that, what that might look like for you, what colors it might be. I always kind of find it fascinating to go ahead and release that prayer. Shake out those fingers. Right arm up, left arm back, and let's see where the fingers meet in the middle. If they don't connect, that's perfectly fine. That's just a goal of what we're working towards, to keep those shoulders, rotators, full range of motion. So I love picking a color, like what color is calming to you. It's always fun. It's often fun to use colors for many analogies. Play around with that one. Yes, yes, yes. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Opening up your chest. I want you to think about your core now. It's the center of your universe. Go ahead and you can feel a little bit of your balance. Work with it. You know, sway side to side, front and back. See where your core is engaged, where you're activating your muscles in your legs. Let go. And switch sides. And just breathe into that. Oh, perfect. Just let it, you know, work around. This is a twofer. And now how about some figure eights? Just within your spine and your hips. Feeling that core engaged also. And you can do it the other way. My figure eighter works better one way than the other. Go ahead and release those hands. Shake out your fingers. And I'm going to go ahead and a little on the tippy toes. And then pull your toes back. You were pulling up right there in the quads. Keeping that core engaged. How's that? How do your feet feel? And work through them. Send them a little happiness. Think about it. Can you imagine that? Our little feet carrying these whole bodies of ours, these whole humans. Oh, yes. Just push through. Release. push through, and push through the foot, and then pull it back, and feel how that balance works. And pull it back. You're engaging that core, but you're also activating your feet. Yes, calves. And now let's just do like tiptoeing through the teacups. Working on balance, picking up knees a little bit to work on that balance. Shoulders are down. Maybe a little front and back. Change sides. Now you think about maybe putting your foot in front of the other. You know, it's easy to stand right here. Easy to have your balance, but we have a tendency to shift back. So shift it forward, and then work your toes over to align with the other foot, and see where your balance starts getting wobbly. Yeah. And just focus on that balance. You're using your muscles and your core to stabilize. It's like anytime we need to stabilize, we need to use all of what we've got to stabilize, right? Our mind, our body, our soul, all packaged to stabilize. And go ahead and wiggle them back out and kind of see where it's natural. And then switch sides. And walk them over. See how it's back? Lean it forward, push the pelvis forward, and then see where suddenly we're not quite as balanced. It's great. I can hardly wait till we can do Start You Up Sundays in the Park. My favorite thing along the Willamette River. It's such a beautiful, beautiful space. And you know, and that just brings to mind right this minute. Go ahead and bring it back and see where it's easy, where you stay balanced, kind of that adjustment. And all of a sudden realize your quad is not as tight, right? You're not pulling your quad as tight. And go ahead and bring that arm across your body and open it up. To restore calm in your body, there's nothing better than nature. That's another really beautiful way to do that. And switch sides. Now just give yourselves a big hug. I want you to put your fingers back as far as you can, and then pull down. And just really feel in the back of your shoulders, down into your shoulder blades. And release. And now the other side. So you're here and you're here. Got it? Take it to the floor. Right there. We're going to do a little balance work, so I want your knees about hip width apart. Go ahead, put those hands hip width apart. Balance them right underneath those shoulders. And I want a nice flat back. So think of it from your spine to the tip of your head. You feel that oxygen going through your spine. Now, focus on the core engaging. And be careful that your left hip does not slide down. It's really easy to compensate by using your hip. We're going to just bring our right arm up. We're just going to feel into that balance. You are also tightening and strengthening those muscles as we're doing this work. And go ahead and extend it back, the opposite leg, and watch out that you don't slide into that right hip. You can twinkle toes and twinkle fingers. You want to feel your energy out of there. That oxygen's flowing, blood's going, cells are happy. It's interesting, this dragon, when I look at it, it has all these dots, and I like to think of them as happy cells. How's that feeling for you? Don't sink down. You want to stay tall. Bring in that leg. Now your arm. Take a deep breath and relax. And you want to go ahead and arch up. So you want to look up to the stars. You can stick that coccyx bone up. Take a deep breath. Round through, and you want to pull your belly button to your spine and push that spine all the way up and look through your legs. Inhale up. And now round. Make sure your balance is all nice and square. We'll bring the left arm up. Twinkle energy through those fingertips. Don't sink or sink or sink. Stay tall, stay level. And do some of those nice breathing exercises. Feel that oxygen coming in. Feel your core engaged. Go extend the right leg back, opposite of your arm. Don't sink into that left hip. So easy to do. Feel that core engaged. Feel your muscles working. Go ahead and bring that right leg in, left arm down, and relax. Take a deep breath. Look up to the stars, arching your back. And inhale, push through and round. Inhale up. Push through and round. And go ahead and widen your knees a little bit further, keeping your toes together, big toes towards one another. Then go ahead and just sit back, sink down, and just nestle your body between your legs to the extent you can. You may want to put your little hands in front of you so you put your forehead on them. Or you can go ahead and extend your arms into a V, palms down, forehead on the floor, and open up that back, those hips, that pelvic girdle. Feel your scapula. Go ahead, bring your hands towards your knees. Push up, and let's rotate onto our backs. And right there we are. Can you see Ollie? See me well? Hip width apart. I always love when people send me screenshots of what device they're seeing me on. It's hysterical. I've been seen on every device possible. All right, now I want you to put your hands by your side, palms down. Take a deep breath, and we're going to just relax our upper torso. And we're going to take a deep breath again. And now we're going to, on the exhale, we're going to feel from our base of our spine right up, we're going to roll up one vertebra at a time into a bridge. The rest of our body is nice and relaxed. We're pushing up now. We're engaging, obviously, our quadriceps, feeling those glutes coming in. And just keep our upper torso nice and relaxed, the neck soft. Feeling those legs activated, that core. And just breathe. Beautiful. You can feel all your muscles. We're lengthening and strengthening those puppies. Yes, 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 yes. You can feel it into your hip flexors. Now inhale and roll down one vertebra. Feel it, just feel your spine unrolling. Yeah. Just keep, and you're going to feel, push your belly button down. Feel that low back. And now go ahead and nestle that low back all the way down. And take a deep breath. And leaving your upper torso nice and relaxed, your hips anchored to the floor. Bring your right foot to your left knee and open it up. You're opening up the whole right hip. And you can, if you keep your torso relaxed, you can go ahead and open that up. Feeling nice and relaxed. Your spine is open. We're opening up that hip. It's so challenging when we stretch ourselves because there's a point where when we are stretching one part of our body, the opposite part tenses up. So it's really working through that breathing and actually being aware, that self-awareness. So fascinating to see how our humans are designed and how they work. Let's go ahead and put that one down. Put the left one up on the right knee. Go ahead and open that up. How is that hip feeling this morning, the hip and low back? Another thing to remember is that we have opposing muscles. So let's say the bicep and the tricep. If your bicep is really strong and strengthened and your tricep isn't, when you start doing work that should be initiated from the tricep, the bicep will grab, and that's when we get strains and stresses. And when our muscles oftentimes will spasm. Oftentimes happens with the hamstrings right here and the glutes. Oftentimes people, me particular, strong glutes, and the hamstrings grab, and then I get spasms in them. So I have to really work on, particularly on strengthening my hamstrings. A client of mine said, what did she say? My hamstrings are like piano chords, you know, like piano chord strings, whatever those are, like, anyway, very tight. So think about that. Every muscle has a buddy. They're supposed to work as a team, and oftentimes they work in opposition. Go ahead, put the left leg down. You're going to take your right leg and slide it across your knees. Now you're going to put your arms out to the side, and then you're going to tilt to the right, and you're going to bring your left arm up at a diagonal, and you want to look at your left hand. You're opening up your left side of your body up into your back, through your hip, piriformis, all the, I call them the booty muscles. They all work as a team. And just sit into that, yes. Open it up, get some oxygen going and flowing. And look up there, look at, you want that full range of motion. Go ahead, bring your arms neutral, legs neutral, and we're going to switch to the other side. You take your legs to the left. You're going to move that right arm and look up at that right hand. Excellent. And breathe into it. Yes. Just feel that open. Just feel that whole piece just open up. And bring yourself neutral. Tuck those knees to your chest and just release that low back. You can rock around however you want to do it that feels best for your low back, your hips. Go ahead and extend those legs up to the sky. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to walk on the ceiling. So give yourself a minute to really get into, let the stretch open up. Your muscles take a little bit of time to really start like loosening, like, you know, from here to where they kind of just suddenly kind of like almost release a little bit. So if you just relax and nestle your low back and allow that to open up, and then think about coming without any force, bringing your legs closer to your body, just on their own, and let that open up through here. And then it will start opening up in the hamstrings, right? Along there. And then as you assist it, to give it a little help, if you can get your feet, that works well, but that's oftentimes where we may be here, and that's okay. That is so okay. That is perfectly fine. You just want to engage it a little bit more. If you flex your feet, you're going to also add in your calves and your Achilles, keeping those knees. You don't want them here, because if you're here, you're not engaging there, right? You see the difference? Isn't that fun to see how it all works and how it's all put together? Yes. So go ahead and just, but you got to keep that low back. Did you see when I was here? Did you see how I just had my shoulders up in my ears? Yeah, not supposed to do that, Gina. Yeah, just, or you might be sitting here, just letting that low back open up and then easing into your hamstrings, feeling your hamstrings. And take a deep breath and just relax the shoulder blades down, shoulders down. Now we're going to just flex and point. Flex, point. You're going to feel it through that heel, Achilles, calves, and then make sure that leg is straightened all the way up those hamstrings. And then point and bring it in. Now this reminds me of legs up the wall. I talk about that. Go ahead and you can see, got a video I shot on legs up the wall. 10 minutes a day, it restores everything in your system. It's good for your heart, your blood pumping, your cognitive thinking, your brain cells, your digestion, your lungs, getting fluids, like if you're on your feet a lot. Anyway, 10 minutes a day, legs up the wall is so effective for so many things. So pop onto that video and join me in 10 minutes a day, legs up the wall. That could be before you go to bed, be when you get up in the morning. Oftentimes, that people that have a hard time sleeping, it's an excellent aid before they go to bed. Just make sure you do not have your phone on and no light exposure. Just do legs up the wall and then go to bed. I do it first thing in the morning before I energize. And anyway, that works for me. Ideally, in a perfect world, we do legs up the wall in the morning and at night. But as I always say, take what works for you, fit it into your schedule, and make it for you. Let's go ahead and just walk on the ceiling. Our feet are flexed because we're trying to get all the way up the hamstring. Yes, yes, yes. Now let's just go ahead and relax your legs a bit and rotate those feet. Let's be kind to those tootsies. They do so much work. They're so connected to everything. And go ahead, and I want you to put your feet on the floor now. Soles of your feet together, open up the butterfly. And if you want to, you can sweep your arms overhead and just relax that lower back. And breathe. You don't have to interlace your hands. You can have them here. Just see how that feels, because you're rotating you're using your rotator cuff. So see what works for you. You want to just release that. This is a time too that don't roll your shoulders up. It's really easy to, I don't know why we do that, but just release that down and think about your low back relaxed. Feel those adductors, your inner thighs, little hip flexor, and breathe into that. Go ahead, straighten your legs, bring your arms down and softly to the side. And now our arms just go straight overhead. Legs are hip width apart. And just feel the energy. And we're going to just let it come through. So you're going to breathe, feeling it coming in your toes, up your legs, up your spine and whooshing out your fingertips and the base of your head. So let's do that. Bring it in all the way up. Bring it in all the way up. All right, I want you to go ahead and bring your right knee into your chest. Right arm goes out, and I'm going to take your knee across your body, and you're going to look at your right hand. Feel that opening up all through the right booty. Bring that neutral, go ahead. Switch sides, bring in that left knee, give it a big hug. Take it across your body, left arm is out, and you want to go take a look at that left hand. And just open up that left side. You breathing? All right, go ahead. Put your fingertips behind your knees, round it on up. And I want you to sit nice and tall. We're going to work right now on those adductors, the seam of your tights. Right there, you're going to sit up. Actually, I want you to put your hands back. So we're going to have a nice long spine. Think about a nice long spine. And we're also stretching, flexing our feet. We're opening our chest. Now take a deep breath and come forward with it. Oh, yes. Feels a little different, doesn't it? A little different stretch. Put some more emphasis on the adductors, your inner thighs. And just lean forward to the extent that you're starting to feel engagement. Your feet are flexed. You do not need to lean as far forward. And once again, allowing the muscle to relax into the stretch. Oh, that feels so invigorating. How's that for a word this morning? Or any time of day. Go ahead, and we're going to put the soles of the feet together. And then we're going to lean forward once again with a flat back. And see, right now you're working on those, right on the outside of your hips, your IT bands. And you may need to, maybe you need to go forward a little further for whatever works for you. You want to feel that stretch. You want to keep your back flat. You don't want to round, we're not rounding over. We're extending forward. We're extending forward. Keeping our core. Now think about that core. Engaging that core. Shoulders, see, mine just went up. Shoulders down. Relax into that. And know that anytime you're somewhere where you're seated, you can always do a lot of these stretches in a chair. You might want to pop on and check out my airplane stretches. And they obviously could be done in your office, in a chair, anywhere, or on an airplane. Now I'm going to have you take your right leg over your left. You're going to lift tall, and you're going to look right over that right shoulder. Lift tall. You're going to be feeling your right booty, and look over. Look forward. Pinky toes are on the floor. And we're going to inhale up. And we're just going to fold forward and exhale. Once again, just allow it, just fold it forward. Your neck can drop down easy and sit. You're going to sit back in. You're feeling those hip flexors releasing. Feel that oxygen opening it up, just releasing. That gravity's doing its work. You're tilting your head down, opening that neck up. Inhale. Let's switch sides. Yes, so we're going to go looking over that left shoulder. And we're going to engage that left booty. Inhale up. Pinky toes on the floor. Let's roll forward. Let all that oxygen flow. Wrap your neck. Just breathe into it, feel it release in the low back, the IT bands. All right, I want you to sit in a neutral position. Something that's comfortable for you. It doesn't matter whether you're here, wherever you are, make it comfortable. Take your hands, interlace them. We're just going to bring them up overhead. Inhale. Exhale and just move that energy. Beautiful. Give your human a great big hug. Thank your human for taking the care of you on this journey, for this time that you spent in self-care. So this week I encourage you and I challenge you to think about restore, bringing back to existence something in your home, your space, your body. I'm looking about bringing back calm into my body, fun into my world. I always say put more play in your day. I am Jina Bieland, the founder, creator, and chief energy officer right here at Strength, Stretch, and Shine, where we are all things about flexibility, balance, and strength for your mind, your body, and your soul. If you enjoyed our time together, click the like. I would love to have you subscribe and join our community. We are all about re-energizing your life, reconnecting your body and your soul, and reinvigorating your mind. Tomorrow, Monday at 8 a.m. Pacific time, I am doing Magical Monday, and it will be a really enjoyable time. I'm going to show you how to pack a feng shui travel bag and what I take on the airplane to make my 20-some hours of flying far more appealing to my health and to my human. So until next time, I love you all and be flexible.